This part, we will use the general term to find the coefficient of any powers of x, okay, in the middle. Now, when do we use this general term? Okay, this general term is used when, number one, the question didn't ask you to expand, okay, or when, to find this general term is usually in the middle of the expansion. So it's not in the first, when they never ask for the first four terms, okay. Now, where does this general term comes into place? This general term is like, you see this also in your number patterns, right? What is Tn? Okay, so after, when we do the expansion of a plus b to the power of n, which is actually here, okay, this guy is your first term, this guy is your second term, this guy is your third term. So we saw that there's a pattern in between the term number and the here, and this number here, and this number here. Okay, so that's why it's derived that in the middle of any term, there you go, this is your TR plus 1. Okay, now don't be worried about what is R plus 1 and anything like that. Okay, it is very simple. Just look at here. Okay, it means that, so for example, okay, I look at this question first. I use this question as an example to teach you how to think of the terms. Let's ignore the question. Let's ignore the what the question is asking for. Let's first do this. So the red one is not bothered with the question. It's 1 minus x squared over 2 to the power of 9. Okay, so the TR plus 1 term of this guy is equals to, now, so this guy is my n, this guy is my a, this guy is my b. So I will have 9, choose r. Now the thing about using TR plus 1 is your r is always the unknown. Okay, your r is always the unknown. Your job is always to find r. Then followed by a to the power of n minus r. So in this case, my n is 9. My b is negative x squared over 2 to the power of r. Okay, so you just put everything inside your TR plus 1 term. Know what is your a, know what is your b, and know what is your n. Alright, so once I get this, okay, so ignoring the question, let me ask you. Okay, if I want the fifth term, T5, this means that r is equal to what? Okay, so look at 5. How is 5 related to this one? That means r plus 1 must be equal to 5. Means that r equals to 4. Okay, so I sub in r equals to 4 into this guy. We will give you 9 choose 4. 1 to the power of 9 minus 4. Negative x squared over 2 to the power of 4. Just for example. Okay, if I want T7, okay, what is my r equals to? Your r should be equals to 6, because this guy is the r plus 1. R plus 1 equals to 7, r must be equals to 6. Then I sub in r equals to 6 into my TR plus 1, 9 to 6, 1 to the power of 9 minus 6, then negative x squared over 2 to the power of 6. Alright, this is how I use, this is what is the r I put in, okay, if I'm supposed to find the T5 or the T7 or whatsoever. Alright, now going back to this question, if I want to find the coefficient of x to the power of 8 and x to the power of 10, this is usually what the question will ask you, to find the coefficient of something. Did they ask you to expand? No, they ask you to find the coefficient of x to the power of 8 and x to the power of 10. So this is where we use the TR plus 1 form. Okay, so let's erase this again. Let's do it from the top. Okay, alright, in blue. 1 minus x squared over 2 to the power of 9. Alright, my 9 is my n. This guy is my a. This guy is my b. Remember the negative sign. Is equals to, so my TR plus 1 form is equals to 9, which is my n. Choose r. R is always the unknown. A, which is 1 to the power of 9 minus r. B is negative x squared over 2 to the power of r. Okay, so there's 3 steps I want you to follow. Number 1, use TR plus 1 to find r by equating to the power of x. That means I only care x. Only care those with x. Okay, so I wanted x to the power of 8. This guy, no x. This guy, no x, don't care. This guy. Okay, so where is my x? My x is here. Alright, so right now for x to the power of 8, my x to the power of 2r is equals to x to the power of 8. Okay, which means my 2r is equals to 8, my r is equals to 4. Okay, so once I get r equals to 4, step 2 says using the value of r, sub it back to the coefficient. Sub it back to find the coefficient. Okay, so now I sub it back. So my r equals to 4 means this is t, 4 plus 1, 5 is equals to 9, choose 4, put it everything back into here. Okay, 1 to the power of 9 minus 4, this one you should know is 1, and then negative x squared over 2 to the power of 4. Okay, use your calculator, key in the things. Okay, 9, choose 4 equal to this. I have to multiply by negative 1 over 2. Okay, where does my negative 1 over 2 come from? It comes from here. You can see negative 1 over 2 to the power of 4. And there I have it, I have 63 over 8. And then x squared to the power times 4, that will be x to the power of 8. Okay, so this is my coefficient of x to the power of 8. So right now, coefficient of x to the power of 8 is equals to 63 over 8. Okay, for the next guy, do I have to do the whole t r plus 1 again? No need. All I need to do is for x to the power of 10, my x to the power of 2r is equals to x to the power of 10. This is what I do, equate the power of the x's together. So 2r is equals to 5, sorry, 2r is equals to 10, r is equals to 5. Which means that now I put in t when r equals to 5, this is t6 is equals to 9 choose 5, 1 to the power of 9 minus 5, negative x squared over 2 to the power of 5. Use your calculator, 9 choose 5, okay, multiply by negative 1 over 2 to the power of 5. Okay, and then you get negative 63 over 16. X to the power of 10. So the coefficient of x to the power of 10 is equals to negative 63 over 16. Alright, so TR plus 1, don't worry, always just write down your TR plus 1 first, put in the N, put in the A, put in the B. Use the power of x to find what is your R. Then put it back into your TR plus 1 formula. Okay, now for the second part, hence or otherwise, find this in the expansion of this. Okay, now again, did the question ask you to expand anything? No. So how do I find the coefficient of x to the power 10? First, they ask you to do things for a reason. Okay, which means that in this guy, there are some other terms which we don't care. We only need to care about the 63 over 8x to the power of 8 and the 63 over 16x to the power of 10. Because these are the only two terms that the question asked me to find. Here and here. I make use of him. Multiply by. Okay, same thing. Go back to the previous technique I teach you. Terms with x to the power of 10. So for the first guy, x to the power of 8 must multiply by who to get to x to the power of 10? Must multiply by him. Him multiply by him. So we write down is equals to 63 over 8x to the power of 8 multiplied by negative 4x squared. Okay, then the other guy there, plus, look at the green one, this guy to the power of 10 multiplied by who? Multiplied by the constant. Negative 63 over 16x to the power of 10 multiplied by 5. Okay, use your calculator, 63 over 8 multiplied by negative 4 plus negative 63 over 16 multiplied by 5. Okay, and you should get negative 819 over 16x to the power of 10. Okay, so therefore the coefficient of x to the power of 10 is equals to negative 819 over 16. Okay, so always for the second part is always to make use of the first part. If the first part never asks you to expand, just make use of these two terms that they have told you, present it properly, multiply it, use the terms with x to the power of 10 and then the coefficient of power of 10 method to get your coefficient.